Weekend hailstorms did damage in Dillon, Townsend, near Billings as well. Coming up, how homes and crops were heavily damaged in Yellowstone County.
Mobile housing in the city of Bozeman is on the decline. We'll tell you why.
The Montana Conservation Corps' Women's Fire Crew is back from their first assignment in Alaska.
And that's a really cool
That
story,
is cool too, yeah.
We'll have that in just a moment. Thank you for joining us. Approaching that 6:30 time frame right here. I'm Missy O'Malley with Chet Lehman. Matt Elwell has our forecast in just a moment. Right now, and I was a victim of this as well, a huge hailstorm pummeled the Yellowstone Valley, damaging homes, my vehicle, other people's vehicles, and leaving behind a big mess.
To say the least. MTN's Zoe Zandora headed out to check out the damage in Shepherd, one of the hardest hit areas. Again, that was video from the Townsend area. We showed you that video yesterday. Dillon being hit by it, the Yellowstone County crops, those kind of things. Just an incredible situation with that weather we had yesterday. The good news is we get ready to, Matt's going to join us here in a moment. I don't think we're going to see that kind of stuff for the next couple of days.
Let's hope not.
And hopefully you can get your car fixed.
Yeah.
So that's it. Meantime,
we'll see about that.
At 6:30, also in the headlines this morning, State Auditor Matt Rosendale says residents who suffered hail damage from those weekend storms needs to carefully document their damage and unfortunately be alert for scams.
That's right. Hail in the Townsend area cracked windows and dented cars. Similar damage was reported in Dillon and Shepherd, as we just mentioned a moment ago. And according to the state auditor's office, damage should be immediately documented with photographs prior to any cleanup. And homeowners should be the ones who contact their insurance companies directly. Do not let someone else do that for you.
Good pieces of advice there. Unfortunately,
As a
bad
matter of
people
fact,
are looking out for it.
When I called into my insurance company yesterday, they are so backed up. Now they're having people go directly to the auto body shops to have them document the damage because they're now so behind. So, and a couple of auto body shops I called, they said, well, you got to call your insurance company first. I said, believe me, I did.
Well, and my car is having some damage, so I had to go out with a ball peen hammer and make it look like hail damage to get the car fixed. No, I would never do that. I'm just kidding. Good luck in getting your car fixed.
Thank you. I do
the
appreciate
bright news
that.
is, at least Matt's telling us you're not going to re-damage it for
Right,
the next
after,
couple
as
of
soon
days.
as I get it fixed.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
No?
No, you're good. No, I was letting you guys hash it out.
The ever-present rock chip possibility is out there. We'll leave that alone.
Temperatures this morning actually a little crisp, 32 degrees in West Yellowstone.
Wow. It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
It's not so much the
case,
heat,
it's neither,
it's the lack of humidity. Temperatures right now into the low to mid 40s. It looks like mainly clear conditions. The afternoon's going to be fabulous, so if you have to get outside, do a little mowing or raking or whatever you may have to do, it's going to be, I don't know what you're raking. Maybe the grass that's been baled, I guess. Temperature should be into the upper 70s for the afternoon. We'll talk more about your complete forecast, of course, coming up in just a few minutes.
I resemble that remark, and I don't appreciate it one bit. Well, 6:32 now.
Would.
That's it. Shifting gears now a bit, the number of mobile homes and mobile home parks in Bozeman is actually shrinking.
This means fewer options for lower income residents, and MTN's Cody Boyer has more on this trend.
According to tax records in the Gallatin County Treasurer's Office, mobile home parks and neighborhoods like the one that I am actually in have been seeing a steady decline for nearly 8 years, even before that. So for those who work to find and help other people find affordable housing, they fear that this could make that a challenge.
Losing that affordable housing stock is pretty devastating.
When being able to afford a place to live becomes a problem, mobile home parks are a more affordable option. But when those start vanishing, there's a new problem.
It's very challenging for those current residents and folks trying to help.
That's where the Bozeman HRDC usually steps in to help, a growing challenge.
We have seen a decline in mobile home and trailer parks. Usually that land is being sold for other residential development or commercial development right now.
HRDC Housing Director Sherry Esslinger says the jury is out as to why.
Trailers have a short lifespan. And so sustainable, affordable housing moving forward is, they might be looking at a sustainability, they might be looking at cost of infrastructure.
According to the Gallatin County Treasurer's Office, declines in neighborhoods like this one have been going on for some time. It's not new news. Since 2011, they've been seeing a drop, and even before that. From 2011 up until this year, almost 170 residents had to be evicted from their homes due to subdivisions moving in. This has happened before. In 2006, more than 90 residents were evicted from Bridgerview Trailer Court north of town for a subdivision project. And a year later, again, the same number in a mobile home park in Four Corners.
That's a large number. It's something that we can't eat.
Many are given about 180 days to relocate, but with a waiting list 12 to 18 months long in most cases, Esslinger says that's a whole other task, one that the HRDC and others are trying to find a solution for.
We're ensuring that it's something that they can sustain moving forward.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Now, if you do need affordable housing options, the HRDC is a great place to start. You can schedule an appointment with a housing counselor to get some help going.
That's a good idea, too.
Yep.
If you do need it, that's what they're there for.
Absolutely.
So rely on it.
Yep.
6:35 now. County commissioners heard from public yesterday about the proposed new Law and Justice Center for Gallatin County.
After members of the community provided testimony about the project, county commissioners voted unanimously in support of asking Gallatin County voters to decide on the fate of the building on that November 2019 ballot.
Project has a limit of $65 million. The county would ask voters for $59 million bond issue. This would cost taxpayers approximately $34 annually on $200,000 of assessed home value.
Right now we are in a building that was built in the 1960s. It wasn't built to code. It's got some structural issues. It's got some safety issues in it. And as Gallatin County has grown over these last 50, 60 years since we purchased that building, we're finding out that it's not able to grow and meet our demands anymore.
Now, Gallatin County plans to have an education campaign to help teach the public on the need for the new Law and Justice Center building. Then voters will make the final decision in November.
And it's a mission accomplished for the Montana-based group of female firefighters.
Yeah, the Montana Conservation Corps Women's Fire Crew just returned back from their first assignment in Alaska.
MTN's Gabby Crevitt has their story.
The Women's Fire Crew was created in 2017 as a partnership between the Montana Conservation Corps and the Bureau of Land Management.
The BLM, or the Bureau of Land Management, decided that they had been having several challenges with engaging women in wildland firefighting. Some of the average percentage rates were like around 10% of all wildland firefighters are women, if not less.
Today, the Women's Fire Crew provides training opportunities for fuel reduction projects and habitat restoration. While the crew works out of the state of Montana, training, which consists of heavy chainsaw use and prescribed burns, primarily takes place on BLM land in Wyoming. The 2019 crew is made up of 7 members and 2 crew leaders. The crew just returned back to Montana after 14 days of working on assignment in Alaska.
So we were on the 337 fire, or the Hadwinsik River, which became a part of the Cornucopia complex, and it was about 30 miles west of Fort Yukon.
The Montana Conservation Corps' Women's Fire Crew provides a unique opportunity for women to experiment or break into their careers in wildland firefighting. The program addresses the gender disparity in wildland firefighting and provides women with the training they need to enter the field confidently.
They're going to be probably at a higher level than most of the other members on that crew because they have that background, and with that comes a sense of confidence and ability to be able to speak to what they're doing and move forward, and hopefully, in our eyes, take on a greater leadership role.
Many previous members of the crew have moved forward to make a career out of wildland firefighting, and many who do not pursue it as a career still find the experience to be rewarding.
This type of work is super empowering. It was for me anyway. I got chainsaw trained 3 years ago, and running a big power tool like that is pretty cool when you've been told when you were younger that you can't even run the lawnmower.
In Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Now that crew is back in Wyoming for some more training. Way to go,
awesome.
ladies. Love that story.
Glad they're willing to do it so I don't have to. That's tough work. Holy
Boy,
cow.
tough work.
Yep.
No kidding.
That's awesome.
Can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen.
Or stay away from the forest fire.
Yeah, that's right. It is time for a quick break.